Does the Bible teach once saved, always saved? Let's find out. Dr. Charles Ryrie once said, if eternal life can be lost, it has the wrong name. But some see eternal life as a possession that is separate from the person, that can be lost or given up. They would say the life is still eternal because it's God's life. You just don't have it anymore. But does that idea match the text? The first thing to note is that receiving eternal life is called being born again in John chapter 3. When we're born the first time, our lives are not something separate from ourselves, but an essential part of who we are. If our second birth is similar, eternal life is also something that's part of us. This is helpful for understanding what it means to have eternal life. But there are some passages that are even more helpful for understanding eternal or everlasting life. For example, John 6:39-40 tells us that it is the Father's will that Christ would not lose anyone that comes to him, and that everlasting life comes with the guarantee of future resurrection. Jesus says, "This is the will of the Father who sent me, that of all he has given me I should lose nothing, but should raise it up at the last day. And this is the will of him who sent me, that everyone who sees the Son and believes in him may have everlasting life, and I will raise him up at the last day." Additionally, John 6:47-51 tells us, eternal life comes with Christ's promise that those who believe in him will not die, but will live forever. It reads, "Most assuredly I say to you, he who believes in me has everlasting life. I am the bread of life. Your fathers ate manna in the wilderness and are dead. This is the bread which comes down from heaven, that one may eat of it and not die. I am the living bread which comes down from heaven. If anyone eats of this bread, he will live forever. And the bread which I shall give is my flesh, which I shall give for the life of the world." In these passages, we have the promise that Christ will not lose anyone who comes to him, that he will raise them to life in the last day, and that they will not die but will live forever. If a person lost his everlasting life, he did die, and he won't live forever. Jesus is saying that can't happen. In John 10:27-30, Jesus talks about the believer's security from every angle. He says, "My sheep hear my voice, and I know them, and they follow me. And I give them eternal life, and they shall never perish. Neither shall anyone snatch them out of my hand. My Father who has given them to me is greater than all, and no one is able to snatch them out of my Father's hand. I and my Father are one." The phrase, "they shall never perish," is in the middle voice in the Greek, and it means they shall never cause themselves to perish. When he says, "Neither shall anyone snatch them out of my hand," he is telling us that no outside dangers can cause his sheep to perish either. It's a shepherd's job to keep his sheep safe. And as the good shepherd, Jesus does his job perfectly. Finally, Jesus lets us know that he and the Father are working together to keep us safe. For us to lose eternal life, something would have to be greater than God. Nothing is.